I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
I mean, this is all I got. I mean, like I said, I'm under equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
Where'd you get that badge from?
I bought it offline.
Fake cops think they can manipulate and intimidate innocent people with their lies and badges. But what happens when they target the wrong person and their scheme backfires in the most dramatic of ways?
Who are you?
I'm getting ready to... I got several guys chasing a guy right now.
Who are you with?
Kansas investigation.
Have you ever been a police officer?
Well, I was an LA County Sheriff for 18 months and I quit.
Here are some of the most jaw-dropping moments when fake cops pulled over the wrong person and ended up learning a lesson that they would never forget. First up is the case of 23-year-old Jonathan Becker, who tried to impersonate a law enforcement officer, only to end up pulling over a real police sergeant.
Are you a police officer in the state of Indiana?
I already answered this question. I'm not answering it again. I already told you.
If you're on probation for that, shouldn't be on the interstate trying to slow traffic down. So don't give me a hard time when you're on probation for something related.
Don't touch my car.
Okay?
I'm not touching your car.
On September the 9th, 2023, an off-duty sergeant with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police was driving on the freeway when a car, outfitted with what looked like emergency lights, attempted to pull him over. But the moment he stopped, the vehicle suddenly sped off. Suspecting something was off, the sergeant followed and confronted the driver when he finally stopped at a construction site before calling for backup.
Are you a police officer in the state of Indiana?
I already answered this question. I'm not answering it again. I already told you. Okay. So you have no answer.
Please don't look for me.
Stop playing games.
There's no games here.
Okay, then I already answered that question. 5 or 6
Well, the reason I asked you before is because I wanted to make sure if you are a police officer.
I already told you my answer.
Okay.
Stop asking.
You told me you're not a police officer.
I already answered that question.
You understand why I stopped to talk to you, correct?
Yeah, because you flew past me going 80 miles an hour in a post 55.
Okay.
For no reason. How do I know you're not on your way to the call? Because your lights are on.
What
and
lights?
You're not in a police car, a marked police car. And then you put your badge on and talk to me.
Correct.
And your gun.
I didn't put my gun on. I have my gun with me because I'm a police officer.
All right. Well, I didn't see your badge on.
When I went by you in the car, you mean?
Yep. You put it on to come talk to me?
Correct.
Yep.
Because I wanted to make sure that you knew that before I just come up and start talking to you what was going on.
All right.
Okay?
All right, go run me. Let's get this over with.
Okay. Do you understand what's happening here and why I'm here to talk to you?
Nope.
You don't understand?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have responsibilities enforcing traffic law on
I'm a flagger.
Okay. Do you have responsibilities to enforce speeding law on the interstate?
Whenever we're in a construction zone, I do whatever they tell me to do.
Okay. Has anybody tasked you with the responsibility to flash your lights at motorists on the road and tell them to slow down while you're driving?
What do we do?
Okay, what you're doing right now is stationary on the side of the road trying to ensure the safety of people in a construction zone, right?
Yep.
Okay. You understand the difference between motoring public on 465, which is a busy interstate in Indianapolis.
I don't know what your point is here.
Okay. My point is, let's step back and look, okay? Would you agree that some people might think this looks like a police car? Or some kind of emergency vehicle?
It's a traffic control car. Just
Okay.
like his car.
Okay.
Just like his car.
Which is
just
why
like his car.
Okay.
We all use
Which is
different
why I
types of
asked you
vehicles.
why you are essentially trying to enforce traffic law on the interstate.
Who said I was trying to do that?
Did you not activate your lights? What you said to slow me down?
I did not.
You didn't activate your lights?
Nope, and there's a witness
Okay.
wherever he went.
You didn't activate these lights right in the front of your car?
Nope, my strobe lights, I did not.
Okay, what lights did you activate?
I didn't activate any lights.
Okay, so there's
Do you have any proof that I did?
two different stories you've given me. You said before it wasn't your strobes, it's your high beams.
Well, you said strobes. You
Okay.
told the warrant officer I flashed my strobe lights.
Okay, these lights that are right in the front that are
Did I flash my
strobing.
strobes? So
Lights-
now you have two different stories, okay? So now you said
understand the action
you
of
said
these
headlights.
lights?
So you said headlights and then strobes. So which one?
I'm
which one
asking
did you see?
I'm asking you what you
Okay.
activated, and you said you didn't activate
All right,
anything,
I'm
which is
done
not
talking to you.
accurate. Okay.
I'll talk to somebody else.
At this point, Becker tried to act smart, even after being caught red-handed, convinced he could talk his way out of the mess that he had created.
Mr. Becker, here's your driver's license. Are you on probation?
Yeah.
You're on probation
You
in
already know the answer to that
Hancock
question.
County?
You already know the
What
answer
are
to
you
that
on
question.
probation for?
You already know the answer to that question. You looked it up, so you already know.
Okay. What do you think he's on probation for? No, actually, I've never seen somebody on probation for it, but he's on probation for improper use of emergency lights.
It's not improper use. You need to reread that.
I'm not here to write you a ticket.
Okay, I know
What
that.
do you think the odds are that of
Okay,
all
hold
people?
on. Reverse. You said improper use. What did it say? Now you're implying to him that I use red and blue light.
I didn't imply anything.
You just told him, and so
You're
now
on.
everyone thinks they're.
Did you flash your lights when you were behind him?
No,
I didn't.
Of emergency
I
lights
didn't.
on a
He
vehicle.
flew past me.
Well, you're not the
going 80.
police. So guess what? If somebody flies past you, call the police.
What do you think the odds are that of all the people that I stopped to talk to for flashing their lights on the interstate?
He didn't flash him, but
Whatever you want to call it,
he
bud,
flew by me
okay?
at 80
You're on-
miles
you're
an
on
hour, which
probation
would make
for unlawful display of
a
emergency
reason
lights
for us
on
to
a
believe that
vehicle.
he did
So,
something about it.
Yes, you probably know a lot about the statute.
I
But you
do.
probably, if you're on probation for that, shouldn't be on the interstate trying to slow traffic down. And this is your lucky day that the car that you try to do that to happens to be an unmarked police officer who happens to be working. Okay? So don't give me a hard time when you're on probation for something
Don't
related.
touch my car.
Okay?
Dude, I'm not touching your car. Stop touching my fucking shit.
You're lucky I don't tow it, which is within my purview.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I've got your ID. You have this gentleman's information. I'm going to make a police report.
Okay.
How that handles anything for your business based on what your current status is, I do not know. What is your probation officer's name?
I have to look at it.
You don't know who your probation officer is?
I think he's a real chill guy. I have to check in with him
Okay.
maybe once a month, so I don't even.
No problem. My suggestion to you is, this is probably a bad idea. Your intentions may have been good, but bad things happen when people start down that road. And I'm not talking about you having to flash them at a police officer. I'm talking about people get pissed off. I legitimately was doing something that you have no idea what I'm doing. That's what we do for a living. It was just your bad luck that happened to be what I do for a living. Okay?
What, drive 80 miles an hour in a 55 and then weave in and out of traffic?
I'm not going to take advice from
I'm
somebody
just-
on
I'm just
probation for
asking
this,
you,
okay?
'cause
I'm
you're-
not here to diminish what you do. I
If you're in like
appreciate-
an unmarked Ford or something like that, all right, cool. But you said you're in COVID investigation.
Not COVID, covert. Yes.
Okay.
What we do, I'll tell you what I do for a living.
I heard COVID, so I was
No,
like,
I don't go after COVID violators, okay?
He's tried to cut him so many breaks. I was mad when I heard about this. I wasn't even here.
We go after people. We do gun crime investigations. We get people to not know that I'm the police. That's what we do for a living. So, no, I don't normally waste any of my time, but you pique my curiosity, flashing your lights at me. I understand now you say you didn't flash any lights or whatever, and it must have just been my random luck that I came up here to talk to you and you happen to be on probation. I have no idea who you are. I have nothing against you. I'm just telling you, it's a bad idea to be on the interstate flashing your lights at people.
I'd see this car flying.
Are they together?
I think so. The skinny one with glasses right beside
Somebody
him.
may.
He does have red and
Yeah.
blue. I've never seen this one with lights on, but I've seen him at the crew car wash, and I could have swear I saw
it's pretty-
steady burns that are red and blue.
It's like, it's clear what they're doing. Like, you're wearing you got a thin blue line plate cover, you're wearing a thin blue line hat. Like,
Come on, man. We all know, whether you want to admit it or not, what you're trying to do. There's a place
what am I
for that.
trying to do?
Apparently, based on what you're saying, you're trying to get me to slow down, okay? It's not your job, unfortunately, today.
Well, you're
Maybe
the
it will be
police.
in the
You shouldn't
future.
be driving like that anyway.
It's not your call. You don't know what
No,
I'm doing.
it's not my call. But you, as
So
a
then
police
don't do
officer,
it.
you should be driving with due regard. And that was not due regard. And I'm sure he can vouch for me. That was not due regard.
Despite the sergeant remaining calm throughout the encounter, Becker carried himself as if he had the authority to control traffic, his attitude getting the best of him. What he didn't realize was just how much trouble that arrogance was about to land him in.
Leaving
Mr.
in and out.
Becker,
Oh, no.
listen
Hold on.
to
You
me.
had your piece.
I will
I'm
not
gonna
be
have my
lectured.
piece. Okay,
Here
all
is
right.
not your place.
Yeah, because you should know better.
You don't know what I
You're the
was
police.
doing.
I'm not even the police, dude.
So what was I
And
doing?
then you asked me 20
Explain
times.
to me what I was doing.
Weaving in and out of traffic,
No.
signal, and speeding.
What was I
with
doing?
no due regard.
What was I looking for?
I don't care what you were looking for.
How? So that is
You're
not your
driving
place.
with no due regard.
That is not accurate. How do you
Exactly.
know? Was I
So maybe you
following
should
a
somebody-
suspect?
So maybe
Was I following a suspect?
that's your business.
Was I following a suspect?
Obviously not. You were
Was I
following
following?
me
How do you know?
because you followed me here.
How do you
You
know?
follow that murder spec. You'd be following him right now.
make
You wouldn't be
my-
talking to me,
You make
right?
my point for me, okay? Your actions, okay? Look it up. In the state of Indiana, when you take action and cause someone to take another action, okay? When you take action like on the interstate, flipping your lights on like this, you cause a chain reaction. You don't know what I was doing, okay? You didn't know I was a police officer. You just thought I was somebody driving on the interstate, coming off the interstate, onto Shadeland, right? What I'm saying is it's not your place to enforce those traffic laws. I understand your heart, your intention might have been in the right place. I don't know. I have no idea what your deal is with Hancock County. What I'm saying is that's a bad idea. As it turns out, you're trying to lecture me on something that you don't know what our job is and what I was doing, okay? I understand you didn't know I was a police officer.
You guys
there
do
are a
your
lot
thing.
of police
I'm just
cars.
asking you to drive with due regard. All right, that's all I want. All right.
It's not your place.
It's not your plate. You're a citizen. I'm sorry. You can drive down the street and want it all
So,
day.
I'm not asking you to give me a lecture. I'm here just explaining to you. Actually, I was out here working. I understand now. You think, whatever, I'm wasting my time here.
Okay, but you get where I'm coming from, right? I just see some jackass
I don't like
driving down the road going 50.
It doesn't matter. It's not your job.
I'm not here to give you a ticket, okay?
I understand that.
I suppose I could. I haven't been to traffic court in a long time. I know where it's at. I know how to give a ticket. I know they're expensive now, and I'm not trying to tax you like that, okay? You have to understand, you're trying to, in this conversation, justify what you're saying you're not doing. Anyway, I'm gonna snap a couple pictures of your vehicle. I've already got your information. You're free to go. Do you have any questions for me?
I just need a copy of your business card.
I don't have a business card with me. I've already told you my name. I'm making a report.
But you have a copy of the report.
I do not provide copies of the report. You have a report number. Could you just pull a number and then write it down for me?
The handcuffs.
Recording.
Oh, okay. You do security. Do you understand that doing security means you cannot put someone in handcuffs? That's what the real police do, is put people in handcuffs.
Yeah, I understand that.
There's no firearm in here, but there's a magazine and bullets.
Yeah, well, I got obviously clean this out because I just transferred everything to my other car, but there's no gun. I have a Glock. It's 19.
Where is it at?
Because I can't carry it, right? Because I'm on probation.
You know your business better than us.
Okay, well,
I haven't looked at. I don't know.
Pretty sure I have
what the
tell
conditions.
you, I can't have a firearm. I don't have a firearm.
I'm just telling you. I don't know the
house,
conditions of your
and it's
probation.
secured.
There's probably people who have conditions of probation that say, like, if I'm working, I can. Maybe across the board. I mean, it's only a C misdemeanor that you're on probation for, so
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever encountered somebody on probation for a C misdemeanor, so, and I don't do probation, so I'm just going to say you probably know your business and your risk better than sure it's there, but I'm going to go to...
In the end, he was charged with impersonation of a public officer. If you thought Becca was out of line, well, wait until you hear about 40-year-old Omar Ford, a security guard who decided to pull over a speeding vehicle on his way home from work, only to realize that he had just stopped an off-duty Orlando police officer.
I pulled up next to him and I spoke on the horn. I said, hey man, take it easy. You're gonna hurt yourself.
I said he was just right on my ass, and then he was hitting the siren, which I could hear because I had the top down, and he was like going through the different siren tones. And I'm like, so I slow down, and I'm like, then he gets next to me and goes, you need to slow down.
First, you're suspended for 3 years. Apparently, you got 7 suspensions. You can't be driving.
On March the 29th, 2020, officers with the Castleberry Police Department rushed to the interstate after receiving a 911 call from an off-duty Orlando police officer, Zachary Price. Price reported that a white Ford Explorer outfitted with strobing lights and sirens to mimic an unmarked police vehicle had just pulled him over.
I'm going to be doing like 25. I change into the left lane here and go to pass him, and he gets behind me with his and turns on these white lights and his siren trying to pull me over. So I'm like, why is the security guy trying to pull me over?
So we covered 28. Out of Florida, November, Bravo 29, NBB B29. You talking to me?
Yeah. Yeah, he's talking about this guy. He's like, oh, he's driving recklessly. I thought he was drunk. I flashed my lights at him to get him to, but he's a security guard.
Yeah, I thought he was drunk. So I was just trying to make sure he didn't hurt himself. Yeah, that's really all it was. I was trying to make sure he didn't hurt himself. He flew past me and danced a little bit. So I flashed him and I went on my horn. I said, hey, slow down. Take it easy out here. And I passed him. And then I seen like he was trying to follow me. So I made the U-turn. That's all it was. I didn't try to stop him. I was trying to pull him over. I was trying to make sure he didn't hurt himself. he flew past me and danced a little bit. So I flashed him and I went on my horn. I said, hey, slow down, take it easy out here. And I passed him. And then I seen like he was trying to follow me, so I made the U-turn. That's all it was. I didn't try to stop him. I wasn't trying to pull him over. I just thought he was drunk. And I didn't want him to hurt himself.
I'll be with Price and security guy.
Yeah, you know, this hour of the night and someone's flying past you and they dance a little bit. I just wanted to make sure, hey man, hey, you take it easy, buddy. You're gonna hurt yourself out here like that. But I didn't come out the car. I didn't do anything. I pulled up next to him and I spoke on the horn. I said, hey man, take it easy. You're gonna hurt yourself out here.
He was driving what?
Pretty fast. He flew past me and the car danced a little bit. So I thought he was either intoxicated or something. So I just said, hey, slow down. And then I passed him. I never got out the vehicle, none of that. I just wanted to tell her, hey, don't make sense yourself trying to get home. We're all gonna get home.
Okay. Where were you guys coming from?
I just got off duty. I'm going home. I live right off of
Off duty where?
Beg pardon?
Where were you
Over
working?
in Winter Park. I just came from the Wawa. See? I just came from the Wawa. I went and got a drink at the Wawa.
Okay. Were you putting your siren on or?
I flashed them.
With what lights?
Oh, I have my takedown. I have those lights here, and then I hit my horn. That say, hey, and then I took the radio. I said, hey, slow down.
Okay.
And then he followed me, so I made a U-turn because I was like, oh, maybe now he's road
Do you have a
raging.
siren on here at all?
No, I did my horn.
Right, but do you have any red and blues on here?
No, I can show you my lights. If you want to see them, I can show you.
Give me 1 second, man.
Given Ford's bizarre accusations, the officers decided to dig deeper, determined to piece together exactly what had unfolded before their arrival.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
What's going on? Where are you security at?
I work over in Winter Park at Central Place.
Uh-huh.
I went to the Wawa, and while I'm going home, the gentleman flew past me, and his car danced. So I thought he might have been intoxicated. I didn't want him to hurt himself. So I blew my horn and I flashed the light and I put my speaker up and I pulled next to him and said, hey, slow down. You're gonna hurt yourself. And then I kept on driving and he looked like he was gonna follow. He started following me. So I made a U-turn. I think he may have got in road rage or something. I'm like, I don't want to get into any altercation. I just didn't want to hurt himself. I made the U-turn. And then he kept on following me. So I came here to make another U-turn. And then when I seen him, he was behind me. I said, well, maybe something is wrong because he kept following me. I said, well, maybe something's wrong. Let me get out and find out. I said, hey, when I got out, he said, oh, stay in your vehicle. So I said, well, I don't know what the heck is going on at this point. I just didn't want him to get into an accident because, it was doing pretty fast and the car kind of did a little fishtail for him. I just didn't want him to get hurt. That's all it was.
Are you retired or anything?
Retired?
Yeah.
Well, I'm past military.
No, are you retired law enforcement or anything?
Not in the U.S. Not in the U.S.
So you've never been to DUI school or anything like that to recognize patterns of impairment?
No, I didn't go to no DUI school. I just traditionally going home. I just didn't want him to get hurt. I was a concerned citizen at this point.
Okay.
That's all it was. I
Well,
never got out the vehicle.
issue we have here is you're dressed as law enforcement. You're in a vehicle that's outfitted as law enforcement. So therefore, somebody's going to mistake you as law enforcement when you're not
But
law
I never
enforcement.
got out the vehicle.
Okay, but usually when a concerned citizen sees somebody that they believe to be impaired, they call us. They don't flash lights.
I was on the phone at the same time.
So what lights did you flash?
I have my takedowns.
So you flashed your takedowns.
Yeah.
After hearing Ford's side of the story, the officers turned to Orlando police officer Zachary Price, eager to get his account of what had really happened.
Hey, so what was he flashing you with?
White lights.
Like steady?
Strobe. No.
They were strobing?
The front, yeah, on the front of the car. The whole front of the car lights up with strobes.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, he was just right on my ass, and then he was hitting the siren, which I could hear because I had the top down, and he was like going through the different siren tones, and I'm like, so I slow down, and I'm like, then he gets next to me, and goes, you need to slow the And I was like, are you pulling me over? And he's like, you need to slow down right now. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna pull over. And then I called 911. I was like, yo, this isn't cool. So.
All right. But did he have all his lights on?
Yeah, all of them. The front and everything. And then he had a siren on too. And I could hear it because I had the top down. It's like, wee, 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 and he's like changing between the siren tones, and he's like right on my ass, and I'm like, is this guy trying to pull me over? Because he has white lights. And then I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. And then he goes, pulls up next to me with his window down, his light's still on. He goes, hey, just slow the down when you're passing me. And I'm like, are you pulling me over? And he goes, you just need to slow down right now. And I'm like, so I stopped. And I'm like, okay, like, are you trying to pull me over? So then I just called 911.
Like I said, I didn't try to stop him or anything like that. I just thought.
Right, what I'm lost on is though you have a police interceptor on the back, right there. You have red lights on your vehicle.
Yeah, well, that's what we're allowed to have.
Okay, but you're flashing lights. You have a, I mean, you're dressed. You fit.
But I never came outside. I never even came outside.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to.
And then I got on the phone, but he was going so fast. I was like, I need to get on the horn. So I just got on the horn and said, hey man, just take it easy, slow down. But I said I never got out. I was just concerned that he would have hurt himself. I thought it was an issue if you like pulled someone over and got out and went through the whole thing. I didn't know.
No, you're taking lawful action to sit there and try to stop the vehicle.
But I didn't want to stop him. I didn't try to stop
let him know, to notify him, to do whatever you're trying to do.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought, as a concern,
you're taking
this as a concern with someone.
Right, but if you were a concerned citizen, you should call the police. You're not supposed to take your security.
I got on the phone.
But again, you're not supposed to take security action on the road. That's where you're wrong.
After running Ford's license, the officers uncovered a troubling discrepancy, one that raised even more questions about his story.
Hey, what's going on with your license?
Nothing that I know of.
Nothing that you know of? Yeah. You don't know it's suspended since 2017?
My license?
Yeah. It's been suspended since 2017.
No, I just got the renewal letter. No, I didn't know it was suspended.
Yeah, for a failure to pay. You weren't aware of that?
Failure to pay, what,
traffic citation.
No, I wasn't aware of it. Oh, I gotta take care of that thing.
Just hang out for a minute, all right?
All right.
Price. Hey, so did he hit a siren or anything?
What's that?
Did he hit a siren?
Yeah, he hit a siren and cycled through 2 different tones.
What was the tones?
Like
typical, yeah, the high low.
Was it the beep 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 beep?
The high low and the pierce, I think, is what it's called.
I don't know what that is.
Like woo woo, because I stopped with him and I have FHP and Castleberry PD and Seminole County Sheriff out here.
All right, man. Couple things. First, you're suspended for 3 years. Apparently, you got 7 suspensions. You can't be driving, man.
I'll just park the car.
Well, I mean, we can't. I mean, this has got a lot of stuff in it. I don't want somebody getting into this car.
No,
so
we need to pull it into the neighborhood right there and park it.
Well, that'd be the worst place to park it.
Well,
inside of a neighborhood.
I live like 3 lights down.
I mean, it's on you what you want to do with this vehicle, but I highly suggest against it. I would prefer you call somebody at home that's got a license and y'all take this vehicle to the house.
I could do that too.
That's the first issue. All right. Second issue, under Florida statute, this is textbook impersonating law enforcement officer. All right.
I was not trying to
listen. All right.
I understand what you're saying.
By the way this vehicle looks, by the way you're dressed with the insignia.
Well, this is the company's uniform.
Okay, I understand that. But when you try to pull over a citizen, a citizen would mistake this all day for a law enforcement officer.
But
this looks exactly.
I didn't get out or anything.
Okay, but you still, on your way home from work, you hit your strobes. According to him, you hit your siren, and you cycled through 2 different sirens. Right? You can't do that. You're not allowed to impersonate or to, try to do your own traffic stop. A regular citizen would call us immediately. We get these calls all the time about a vehicle they suspect to be in DUI. And we come out, we get behind the vehicle, and because we've been to the schools, we can pick up cues that would give us probable cause to pull that vehicle over. So before we can even hit our lights, we have to have probable cause, and we're trained to detect probable cause and determine what probable cause is. You're not, but you hit your strobes, and according to him, you hit a siren. All right, he thought you were LEO. So, I mean, you're not going to be arrested, but there is going to be charges filed on you. All right, they're going to go to the state attorney, and the state attorney is going to determine what they're going to do from there. All right, but I mean, you could be arrested on two separate things tonight. Okay. For one, driving while your license is invalid, and impersonating LEO. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to arrest you, but we're going to, document the incident, and we're going to send it up to the state attorney to let them determine.
In the end, he was charged with impersonating a law enforcement officer and operating a motor vehicle with a suspended license. The next case is that of Ronald Portillo, a security guard who, while impersonating a police officer on the interstate, unknowingly pulled over a New Mexico State police captain.
I didn't light him up. I didn't do anything. That's against the law to pose as an officer. He started coming up towards me, then I went towards him and saw what the problem is because you didn't know. He didn't identify himself.
Have you ever been a police officer?
Well, I was an LA County Sheriff for 18 months and I quit.
On November the 4th, 2023, New Mexico State police officers responded to a report from their captain about a security guard impersonating a police officer in Albuquerque. When they arrived, they found a combative individual dressed in tactical vest with radio, first aid scissors, and other items that could easily mislead people into thinking he was a real cop.
How you doing, sir? Officer Galliano, State Police. Who are you with?
Teal.
Do you have your identification card and everything? I'm sorry to bother you, but...
This guy's been following me. And so
I know who it is.
Okay.
So, I understand you were slowing traffic down on the highway?
No.
You sure about that?
100%.
Can you go ahead and pull that out, please?
How you doing, sir?
Good.
What's your name?
In charge.
I'm in.
Sergeant.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Sergeant.
Okay, so I was told that you were using your car like you were a police officer.
No. Well, you should have showed it, right? You're in my truck. I told you to show it in your truck. You're on private property right now.
You have your driver's license, sir?
No, I'm not giving it. You have that.
Okay, well...
I'm in charge of this right now.
Okay. We're in charge of what?
I'm charged with this property and other properties.
Okay, and that's fine. But over there on the highway, where you lit up cars and you were using your car like a police car...
There's no proof.
Okay, hear me out. I'm investigating something, right? And if you refuse to give me your driver's license, I can detain you and arrest you.
Okay, detain me then.
Okay. Turn around.
No.
Don't resist.
No. Resist, man. No. Hey, knock it off. Knock it. No. Go. I haven't done anything wrong.
Hey, don't, man.
Stop pulling away. Stop pulling away.
Don't do it.
Knock it off.
Well, then why are you resisting?
Now you're resisting arrest. Now you're resisting. Could have just gave me your ID.
I gave you ID.
Could have given me your driver's license.
I understand that.
Okay.
All right. Do me a favor. You have any other weapons on you?
Well, mace.
Okay.
You got mags.
Any other weapons, sir?
Mace.
Is that recording?
Yes.
Excellent. Is it recording on the highway?
No.
All right.
Because I get to hit my post.
Okay.
Don't move.
Well, then,
move.
Stay here.
There's nothing in there. There's nothing else. I still gotta check you. Without gloves? Yeah. I don't care. What do you got in there?
Where do you keep your cuff keys? No, you got cuffs. Where do you keep the cuff keys?
They're on my lap. Dirty checker.
I mean, this could have gone a lot easier, man.
It was easier. I gave you my ID, and that's who it was. Oh.
I asked for your driver's license. You refused.
Yes, sir. Because I didn't break the law.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. I didn't.
Okay, well, I was investigating you breaking the law.
Okay, but that's still not breaking the law, right?
Nothing else? All right, do me a favor. Have a seat here on the sidewalk.
No, I don't want to sit. I'd rather just stand.
Okay, well, you can sit in the back of a car or on the sidewalk.
I'll be sitting here.
Okay, then sit down. Sit down or in the back of a car.
Wait,
you pick one.
Can you two?
Back of a car or right here?
Can you fix this one real fast? My left. It's on my phone, just a little bit.
Handcuffs are not meant to be comfortable, man.
Man, I know.
Do you want to sit on the sidewalk or in the back of a unit?
How about if I lean against the unit?
You can sit on the sidewalk or in the back of a unit.
If I just lean on a unit.
All right, back of the unit.
I have a bad back from my rack.
Despite being in the wrong, he persisted in asserting his false sense of innocence and argued that it was the captain's fault for not showing him his ID.
So he started following me and started getting close and getting close. I asked him to show his ID. He refused to show his ID. And so I started backing up. Look, last night, we busted a guy that there's so much here. There was a stabbing. There was a guy yesterday that I busted that went into the place of the what is it? The laundromat, next to the laundromat. He went in there, then he tried to carjack somebody. So that's what I do. Nothing more. So I have my canine. And that's what I do. I don't know what his problem is. But he followed me, he tailgated me, and he decided to call you guys. That's it.
Okay.
So when he started coming up towards me, then I went towards him and saw what the problem is, because you didn't know. He didn't identify himself. He didn't show his badge. He's shaking. That was it. Nothing more. I have nothing to worry about. So I backed up.
During the exchange between the security guard and the New Mexico State police officers, the captain stepped in to clarify the situation and explain proper procedures to the security guard. However, the security guard continued to deny everything and insisted that the captain was in the wrong.
Okay, you understand the issue, right? And you understand completely who I am?
Well, you didn't show me your badge.
Yeah, it
didn't
right
make
now.
a difference.
Yeah, right now is what I'm saying. You understand who I am and why I'm talking to you right now, versus a normal victim would be over there, standing there complete. So do you understand who I am?
Now. Once you show me your badge.
Okay, who am I?
Oh, not your badge.
Okay, who am I?
You're state police now.
Yes.
But you didn't show that prior.
I didn't.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're good?
That's not necessarily good, but, you understand the issue. And like I said, the reason, as I'm talking to you right now, I want you to understand who I am. Okay, and you're obviously detained. Okay, so I am the captain of the Mexico State Police in Albuquerque.
Okay.
Okay, so you're 100% correct. My name is Carl. Okay, you're still recording? You should be. If not, they're recording. So if you want a copy of this, you don't remember my name, don't remember my name, you can get a copy of this. You understand? Okay. But with that, okay, you have every legal right. Whenever I tell you, hey, I'm New Mexico State Police, demanded an ID, like you did. But the issue behind all of this is, like, you acted in a way that made me think that you were Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department whenever you were on the highway. That's the problem. So when I got to your right front headlight, you turned on your lights and tried to stop me. Okay, that's how I felt. That's why I immediately why I immediately moved to the right, and then you shut them off. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. Number one, dude doesn't have a license plate, and now he's turning his lights on at me. That's why I contacted the on-duty officer.
The on-duty.
Okay. So, and then you continue to do this little evasive thing.
There's no evasive. I'm not being evasive. This is my patrol.
Your presence here, where you're dressed, your vehicle, all of that, on private property, just like you said. You own this property, it's private property.
Right.
Absolutely valid. Again, going back to the interstate, why did you turn on your lights on?
I didn't turn on your lights on.
You turned on your blue front lights whenever I went to your right front.
I didn't.
How did I know they were blue?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
There's shit all in there. So I don't know. If I did, I didn't know. Because I usually turn on my lights here because I was going to go to the latest.
Things are going to go really bad. You're trying to do a good thing, man. You are. I understand the position that you're in.
I'm not trying to.
Let me finish. Okay, overall, okay, what you're doing as far as the necessity of security for this, okay, you're using your background and your abilities, your military, like all that stuff for good, okay? I understand that. I applaud that. People like you help us all the time, okay? If I had more good people that were willing to stand up for good people that are afraid, then criminals would run away.
Right.
Crime would be squashed, okay? I understand that.
Right.
But what you're doing right now, okay, by trying to...
As far as what?
As far as lying. Okay, so I didn't turn on my lights. Okay, so now number one you're doing is you're trying to make me out to be a liar.
I'm not trying to make you out to be a liar.
Just let me finish, okay? It's like, I'm all about respect.
Okay, go ahead.
You can ask these guys.
Go ahead.
Like, they want to talk to me, they want to even yell at me. I shut up, I listen, because it's so important what they have to say. Okay, but you...
I'm sorry, I'm not.
no, I understand you're getting out of the sun. So all of this that you're doing, okay, on a daily basis to help society is going in the toilet because you're minimizing your actions and you're failing to own what they did. That's going to change the outcome of this completely, okay? Because you continue to lie and you continue to say, so what's going to happen?
So what do you want me to say? I turn on the lights and then we're done?
I want you to be honest.
I don't know I turn on the lights because I have all on there. It's no different than sometimes my mic coming on by me many. So you know what? I'm not playing any game. I'm not playing any game. I'm not playing any games. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't lie at all. Just wouldn't lie. I have no reason to lie. I have nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Well, actually, I do have a lot to lose if I lie.
You do, but you know, because you're impersonating a police officer,
that would be
you understand.
Yes.
Whenever you take your oath.
As the security guard continued to deny any wrongdoing, the captain proceeded to explain the repercussions of his actions.
If they came on, then I apologize. But a lot of times, I don't know that it's coming out. If you look at it, it's in the center.
Man, you're putting white covers in trash, bro.
I'm not trying to put integrity. I have integrity.
Because the problem is how all of this is going to go is it determines on where this report goes. Okay, if we deal with an officer, okay, and that officer owns his mistake, he's truthful, he's honest,
yes.
No matter what he does, then it's dealt with, we discipline him, and we move on with life.
Yes.
But
I'm trying
if he lies, then what we do is we go forward, or what I do is I go forward, I pull all the documentation that I possibly can to show that he is a liar.
Right. And then you go to all that line in the police.
And then I make sure that he's no longer law enforcement at all. Because what I do once I determine that he is a liar and that is his character, then I go to the law enforcement board and I
I-40
he is
coming in the canyon
in the state of New Mexico. Okay, he's heading that's the position that you're putting me in right now. Okay, so
you want me just to say, own up to say, I want my time.
Because this crap about accidentally, like I hit him, bro, I've been doing this for 22 years, man. 22 years in every aspect of law enforcement that you possibly can. Okay, from spec ops to which is our SWAT dive.
Oh, you're SWAT.
Okay. To no, I wasn't SWAT, but all those types of elements. Okay, to investigations, to patrol, command position. Okay, so the whole thing of I accidentally turned on my lights, it doesn't apply. And whenever you try and associate it to a mic that you can hit with your chin, it's silly because I hit my mic. Okay, I've hit my mic a million different times, right? They've reported me telling bad guys things on my mic, but that's completely different from whenever you reach down with your hand. It's probably on your console someplace down here. Where's your red light?
It's in the center, next to where my cup is.
Okay, so the fact that you turn them on at the exact time that I get to the right front to pass you and make me believe that with that positioning, you're stopping me, and then all of a sudden they turn off whenever I go to pull over. You turning on your lights on the interstate versus you turning on your lights here.
Two different things.
Two completely different things.
Yes.
One you're impersonating a police officer.
Yes.
One you're not.
Yes.
Okay? So that's your reason to lie. And it's okay.
It's not okay.
You can continue to do it. It's just part of our job. We deal with people all the time that choose to take this position, whether it's this one or this one.
Right.
Okay? And kind of cross that line. Do I understand it? Are you trying to control the flow of traffic just like you're trying to control crime here? I understand it. I do. I respect it a little bit. Okay? But you don't have the legal authority to do it as a
I do not.
So that is why you understand that and why you would lie. But like I said, how all this plays out in the long term is determined by your actions, your statements, everything like that. And you can admit it, you can deal with it, move on, or you can continue to play this little game of accidental cup hit it and whatever.
Honestly,
but it's okay.
I'm not trying to play a game. If you want me to admit it, then I'll admit it.
I want you to.
I'm telling you
the truth.
I am speaking the truth.
Okay.
By this point, the security guard began to understand the true consequences of his actions if he continued to lie, and decided to finally tell the truth.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
I have no questions, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions for these officers? You guys okay?
So I have some stuff. Hey man, next time law enforcement comes up to you, have you ever been a police officer?
Well, I was an LA County Sheriff for 18 months, and I quit because I didn't want to do jail time, and I only had a few months left to retire from the Army, because the last 14 years I was a Green Beret.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because when I ask for your ID, typically we want your driver's license, right? I understand you gave me your property ID. We need your driver's license. It has the numbers on there so we can identify you.
Right.
I don't know what the point was in refusing or asking me to detain you in lieu of doing that, but just so you know, I can charge you for that if I choose to.
Okay.
Secondly, the pulling away from us as we're trying to detain you, you know what that's called? It's called resisting arrest. I don't know why you would think to do that. I don't know why you would think to get in more trouble. You know what I mean? Next time law enforcement comes up to you?
Honestly, it was probably just out of a habit. Not resisting you guys, but where my line of work was, you know.
I mean, clearly you can see
just came back.
You got 3 marked units coming up. I'm clearly in uniform.
I only saw one.
Even still,
the first one that came up.
Even still, when you were resisting, you were standing there, I was standing there, you were looking that way. You see that, you know this one's here, and there's 3 police officers in front of you, including him who's already identified himself as a police officer, right, even though he's not wearing a uniform.
No, it's not even that he wasn't wearing a uniform. It was that he didn't get his ID at the moment, and he was shaking.
And I understand.
And you know, how many people that I've dealt with here that are shaking when they're confronted.
I get the confusion.
So, you know, he could have, and I'm not blaming, but he could have said, hey, you know what?
In Special Forces for how long?
14 years.
14 years. Okay.
Out of 28.
So before somebody goes into any part of a combative situation, what does their body naturally do?
Shakes. Depends on the person, though.
Exactly.
But it depends on the person.
The difference is the more combat that you have, like violent combat, okay? I was unarmed, you were armed, okay? My body dumped a lot of adrenaline because it was naturally preparing for fight, just like you said. So you can play that game again. Don't minimize what you're like or justify.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to justify it. It's just
you're doing good for the community by lying. It's like it's taking your credibility and it's destroying it.
I understand.
Man, like understand that. Like you're doing good.
Right.
Quit lying.
Right.
Be a good person.
Despite his initial combative nature, the officers chose not to charge him with resisting arrest. In fact, they went so far as to explain how he should behave when approached by a law enforcement officer in the future.
Are we good?
No, you're actually going to be, I'm not charging you for resisting or concealing ID. However, we are charging you for impersonating a police officer. We're going to write you a citation. Okay. There's going to be a report. You have a court date, all that stuff. Officer Powers getting that ready for you right now. He'll bring it to you and he'll explain it to you in a minute. It is a full misdemeanor, just so you're aware. Mm-hmm. And just to clarify, you can use your lights and your authority here in the parking lot.
Right.
Wherever your private property that you're contracted to be. If you're on the highway, you're in the city of Albuquerque, you're somewhere you're not supposed to be, you are not a police officer.
Correct.
You cannot do that. If you would like to become a police officer, we're hiring.
Yeah.
It's great. But until then, you need to use your authority correctly. Also, I have a question. Why'd your license plate in your door?
I don't know. Not my vehicle.
I mean,
I understand what you're saying, but you know the. I just got the vehicle, so I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm sorry.
Where do you pick it up?
I take it home. So they gave it to me to take it home because I have.
When did they give it to you?
2 weeks ago.
So you've been driving it for 2 weeks and you noticed that
no,
there was a license plate.
It was in the trunk when I put my gear in, and so I put it in there, and I haven't put it in.
Where does the license plate go if it's going to be on the road?
Yeah, I know where it's going.
So you knowingly moved your license plate from the trunk to your door. When did you do that? You've been driving it a week on the interstate. You've been stopping?
I do.
So you've been driving on the interstate for a week.
So even if it is a company's car, you're responsible for that car, the registration, the insurance, and all that stuff. Doesn't matter whose car you're driving, you're supposed to have that stuff, right?
I guess so, yeah. As far as that, yes. As a company, I wasn't sure. But personal vehicles, yes.
Well, essentially, it's a private company. It's not a government agency, is it?
Even government agencies have to have
license on it.
Right.
That's my question.
Did
That's
they
why
just
I
call me?
questioned that.
I didn't.
5160 calling?
There's a copy with your ID. Do you understand what you need to do?
I do. Call.
Let's go to court. Very last.
Right here. Address, phone number, and date and time.
Okay, so that is. Okay, got it.
In the end, he was charged with impersonating a police officer and issued a citation. Following up is the case of this fake cop who tried to impersonate a police officer and pulled over a former cop only to end up being busted.
Why would we be receiving complaints that somebody's saying that you were flashing red and blues at them?
Flashing red and blues? I don't have red and blues at them.
This dude keeps following me and doing weird. I'm like, I don't like this. Then he passes me and he's like this. He put red and blue lights on. I was like, dude, something ain't right, dude. It's not sitting right with me.
I didn't do anything. I just passed him.
On July the 9th, 2023, San Juan County deputies were dispatched following a 911 report by a former police officer, now a businessman, that a black SUV with red and blue flashing lights was trying to signal him to slow down, and when he pulled over, so did the SUV, as if it was tailing him.
I am Deputy Green of San Juan Insurance Office. You see your license, registration, proof, and insurance. So here's for the stop. So we're getting calls saying that you were flashing people with red and blue lights and doing about 90.
Sir?
Do you have the lights installed in the vehicle?
No, I have a radar detector. I don't have it on there. We're from Austin, Texas. My insurance here.
And what about just the registration? Or that's part of the windshield stuff?
Yes, sir. We're from Austin, Texas.
All right. I'll be back in just a second, all right? Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good.
Thanks for keeping the streets safe.
Yeah, no problem. So, you're just driving and he just ended up...
So, I drive past him, and then he passes me, and I drive past him, and then he passes me, and I'm going, this is annoying.
Yeah.
So, and being a former cop, I'm like, I don't really want anybody, like, swirling or hovering, so I just give it some gas, and they go up, catches up to me, and I'm like, this is weird. So then it keeps going, and I'm taking phone calls. I run a couple companies now.
Yeah.
I left PD in 14. I've been doing my own shit, right? That's all of our dream, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So my side gigs turned into some, so I'm answering phone calls. I bought this car for my son. You know, I'm driving to Utah to go visit my daughter. Just chill. I got nowhere to be.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Más tranquilo, man. I'm like, chill. But this dude keeps following me and doing weird. I'm like, I don't like this. Then he passes me and he's like this. He put red and blue lights on. Like he's got, I think, the little center mount on his dash. In his windshield.
Okay.
He had the angled ones that snug up to the lens. Like when I was undercover, that's what I had. And he was like, blue, blue. Like, I'm looking at the lights. I'm looking behind me. I was like, is that a 34? That's a cop? What am I talking? What is he talking about? I'm like, so I pull over, and he gets alongside me and goes like this.
Like pump the brakes or whatever?
Yeah, full. You've been driving, speeding, passing.
Doing the same thing the whole time, yeah.
Yeah, and then my next move was just going to be stop on the side of the road. Let him have his thing, right? But then I was like, dude, something ain't right, dude. It's not sitting right with me.
Yeah.
And so if he's going to, like, use his lights or use lights and he's not a cop, I'm like, kind of... One of my daughters driving through here. And
yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
But if your mom, or you know what I mean? Like, I know, yeah. That's how my brain starts working.
Processing it, like, for sure.
And I'm like this. Okay, call.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? None of us really want to be that dude, but it's like, I was uncomfortable by it.
Yeah.
If he's law enforcement, it checks out, great.
I don't think he is.
So that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you mind if I get your information?
No.
He has something mounted there, but I don't know what it is, so...
Yeah, it was red and blue. It's two bars, a red and blue. It was like flashing. So I pull over, and he doesn't pull me over. I was like, okay, maybe he's a Fed or something, you know, a courier or something, I don't know. And he passes me and he's like this, telling me to slow down and stuff. I was like, cool, like, I don't know.
Great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. If you don't mind just hanging out on your ride, we'll
like I said, I'm driving to see my daughter. I got all that, bro.
All right, sounds good.
Considering the seriousness of the impersonation accusation, the officers gave the SUV driver one last chance to clear his name and prove that he was truly a law enforcement officer.
So, what did you have mounted right here?
I used to have a radar detector.
Okay. So, where did that go? Because you just had something mounted up here.
No, I used to have one up there.
Okay.
I don't have one.
Why would we be receiving complaints that somebody's saying that you were flashing red and blues at them?
Flashing red and blues. I don't have red and blue lights, sir.
You don't have any. So they're just seeing stuff.
That's not me, sir. I'm not. I have kids in my car.
Okay, so
we're going to Colorado.
So this is what we got. We got a complaint from an individual saying that a black Tahoe with a grill in front of it, Texas license, male with a long beard and cowboy hat with a dog in the back, came up behind him and flashed red and blues at him. This vehicle looks like a police vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
Would you agree with me with that?
I agree with you.
Okay, so why would he? And then he said that it was mounted in the center of your dash, right below your mirror, where you previously had something mounted, right?
I don't have anything, sir.
I'm just saying. That's exactly where he's saying that it was mounted, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, if I'm driving down the road, do you think that I'm going to pay any mind to suction cups in the middle of somebody's vehicle? How would I know that you ever had anything mounted there? Unless something drew my attention to that specific location, right? So, do you just want to be honest with me, or what's going on?
I don't have it. I don't have anything that's. I used to have my radar detector.
Well, it seems fairly easy to take something down from there.
Yes, sir.
And so, if I was somebody that was doing that, I would be worried about impersonating a law enforcement officer, and if I have anything mounted up to it, I would just take it down.
Yes, sir. I understand what you're saying. I don't have anything.
So the person that described everything else to a T happens to just be wrong on that one specific part, right?
So I don't have it.
You see how unrealistic that seems?
I understand.
So
going to where Colorado.
Okay.
To New Mexico to see her.
Okay. So what vehicle did you observe on the roadway?
1806, I got it. I can guarantee I know who it was. There was a guy smoking on his stomach, and we were going around him, and we kept, getting in the left lane to pass. And we made a guy mad. I know 100% we made a guy mad. I've been told this several regions to just back off of him. And so we just let him be. But I guarantee I know we made him mad just by going around. I don't.
Okay, so if I got a search warrant for the vehicle, I would not find anything that would flash red and blue whatsoever. There's nothing in the vehicle that flashes that. No? So we want to stick to that story?
Despite being given multiple opportunities to come clean, the SUV driver kept denying that he had red and blue flashing lights on his vehicle. But unfortunately for him, his lies, no matter how good, were not going to save him from the cops.
So the individual that you were having a confrontation with, right? Because
it's just like the way we go around it, it was also just like looked at spirit. I was like, we just put
So that same individual is prior law enforcement, and so he stated that he thought that you were probably with the FBI or something along those lines, and that you pulled up beside him and told him to pump his brakes after you flashed the red and blues at him.
So I didn't do anything. I just passed him and what?
You just passed him?
Yes, sir.
You never told him to pump his brakes or do anything like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have a hard time believing that. Especially with suction cups mounted in the exact location where he said he observed the red and blues flashing. Again, it's pretty hard when you're going 70 miles per hour down a road, and especially with this vehicle being as tinted as it is, to be able to observe just suction cups on a clear front windshield. They're clear suction cups. And so he said that there was something mounted there. So again, I'm just trying to give you a chance to be completely honest with me.
I have my kids in the car.
I mean, you could definitely use it to your advantage, right? Like if you're trying to get somewhere pretty quick and there's a slower vehicle in front of you, your vehicle looks like a police unit, flash red and blues and have people move out of your way, and then you continue down the road. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
But we have no explanation for why he would say that and point out the exact location where you previously had something mounted. Again, I just want you to be completely honest, because I feel like it's something. Because the seriousness of impersonating a police officer, right, is the fact that we have individuals do that and then commit pretty outrageous crimes on individuals, right? And so that's why I'm taking it so serious. This vehicle looks like a police vehicle, right? The windows are dark and tinted. We have a brush guard on the front. It's a Tahoe like every other agency drives, right? And so it'd be very easy to have something mounted to make others believe that you're some form of law enforcement. And if it's just for the mere reason of like, hey, sometimes there's slow drivers and I like to just hit red and blues and get them out of my way, then okay, Roger, I got it, right? But at the same time, it's just not lining up. I'm not tracking with everything that you're saying. Okay. So were we just trying to get him to move out of the way, or did you feel like he was trying to road rage against you?
No, we just felt like we just got around him, and he was hauling down the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's his back office.
Okay. Just hang tight. I'll be right back with you.
After realizing the severity of the situation and realizing he couldn't talk himself out of it, the SUV driver decided to confess to the deputies. But his confession at this time seemed to have come a bit too late.
All right, so a couple things here. So I need a good address from you. Is it going to be the one that's here on the license?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be a good mailing address?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're very lucky today that you're not going to jail for impersonating a police officer. So you are going to receive a criminal summons. So they're going to mail you a copy, stuff like that. You're going to have to go to court for it. Okay? So with that,
You can get back up here if it's a different state.
That's going to be, you're going to have to get up here for it.
They also do video conferences and stuff like that. Here's the thing, man. First off, it's never good to start off with me with a lie, right? Just be straight up and honest with me and I'll work with you, okay? If it's merely to move traffic out of your way, some stupid reason like that, then okay, just tell me, you know what I'm saying?
And so the second thing, so you need to hand me that light bar, so that's going to get logged into evidence. So that is going with me today. All right? So in the future, definitely do not be mounting anything like this up in the windows, because the next time you will go to jail for impersonating an officer. So I'll be back. I'm going to get all this information typed in, and then you'll be free to go after that, all right? Yeah, it's on the license list.
In the end, the SUV driver was issued a criminal summons for impersonating a police officer, and the light bar was confiscated. The next case is that of Brian Wysinski, who fancied himself a cop and found himself in handcuffs after a real officer caught him in the act of conducting a traffic stop.
I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay.
Flashed my lights, pulled him over.
Okay.
And then that's about the time that you got there. God damn it.
Yeah, buddy. Can't be pretending to be a cop.
Yeah, I know, I'm stupid.
On September the 9th, 2019, an Albuquerque police officer was out on patrol when he spotted a car with red and blue flashing lights, conducting what appeared to be a traffic stop. But as he drove past, something seemed off, prompting him to turn around and investigate further.
You gotta talk to him for a minute.
I do.
What's going on? Let's just talk back here real quick. Who do you work for?
Early country talk.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
Okay, because normally, dude, if you're out here, man, if you're making a traffic stop, you're just gonna have to stop, dude. Alright? Are you, you say you work for Bernalillo Sheriff's?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an ID with you?
And this is all I got on me. Like I said, I'm under equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
To the courthouse for what?
To get my crap.
Okay.
I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
Okay. Why do you have lights on this vehicle?
Personal. I know.
Do you have an ID with you at all?
No, I keep it on my uniform.
Okay. What's your name?
Brendan Wazinski.
What is it?
Brendan Wazinski.
Brandon?
Yes, sir.
How do you spell that?
B-R-E-N-D-E-N.
And your last name?
W-Y-S-Y-N-S-K-I.
Hold on. W-Y?
Yes, sir.
S?
Y-N-S-K-I.
So, Wazinski? Wazinski? Is that how you spell it?
Yes, sir.
What's your date of birth, man? Type, man, because I'm here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in, and because if you get into you're
right.
All right, man.
I understand. This, for starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
Right. How long you been on?
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. All right, so I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying that I've never done anything to against protocol, but you need to be a little bit more careful, all right?
Yes, sir.
So just do me a favor, hang tight for a second, okay?
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna, and that's it, all right? Once we're done here, we're done, all right? So just give me a bit, all right? Hey, Brendan. In the meanwhile, man, until I get somebody out here, man, do me a favor. I'm not gonna handcuff you, but I'm gonna have you sit in the back of my car, all right?
All right.
Do you have anything on you, man? Any weapons or anything? Okay.
Keys and wallet.
That's fine. Just have a seat, all right?
All right.
Try to get everything cleared up, man. Just have a seat.
Realizing the trouble he'd be in if the officer ran his name and discovered he wasn't a cop, he decided to come clean, hoping it would somehow get him off the hook.
What's up, man?
All right. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna be.
Where'd you get that badge from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor. Stay in here, okay? For a second. Hey, Brendan, step out of the vehicle for a second, man. Okay, face the vehicle. At this point right now, you are being under arrest. Do you understand?
Okay.
Mind if I take a look at your badge? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
You got this online?
It was at one point my father's.
Okay, can I ask your name?
Brendan.
Brandon?
Yes, sir.
And your last name, Brandon?
Wazinski.
What's your last name?
Wazinski.
Wazinski.
Yes, sir. Oh my God, even you spelled it wrong.
How do you spell Wazinski?
Did you?
W-Y-S-Y-N-S-K-I.
Okay, never mind. You got it right.
You got it right?
Everyone gets it wrong.
Okay. Okay. How very interesting. Well, thank you.
Well, hold on. Do you mind if I call my wife and tell her I'm not coming home tonight?
That's going to be a decision these gentlemen make. If you'll hang tight.
Yeah, give us a little bit, all right, mate?
Well,
all right, Brandon, I'm just gonna put on the seatbelt, okay? So I need you to lean back a little bit. Thank you.
Can I please call my wife?
I'll give you, when we get to the substation, we'll give her a call, okay?
Back at the station, Brandon's demeanor shifted from that of a bold law enforcement impersonator to a terrified little boy who knew that he was in deep trouble.
Would you like to talk to me about what happened tonight?
Yeah, I might as well. I'll own it.
Okay, so, well, let's start from the beginning. So, what happened tonight?
Well, you just want.
Just tell me from the beginning what happened before I approached you.
I was going to work. Caught this guy flying down the highway at 120.
Where do you work at?
I work at Albuquerque Courtesy and Parking.
Courtesy and Parking? Is that for the city or who does that for?
It's a security company.
Okay. And say that again? The Albuquerque...
Courtesy and Parking.
Courtesy and Parking. Okay. I'm like... Okay. How do you know how fast the other car was going?
Trailed behind him.
Okay. And then what happened when you saw him going that fast? Was it on the freeway, on the street?
Freeway.
Okay, then what happened?
Flashed my lights, pulled him over.
Okay.
And then that's about the time that you got there.
Okay. The lights, were they in your car or personal car or company car?
My car.
Your personal car?
Yes.
Okay. Who installed the lights in your car?
I did.
You did? Okay, and when I peeked into your car, I also saw that you had some sort of radio. Is that yours too? Okay. Okay. And then when I made contact with you, I noticed you had a badge. Where'd you get that badge from?
It belonged to my dad.
It belongs to your dad? When was
Well,
he?
it did.
It did? Is he still around, or did he pass away?
Well, he was.
Oh, he was. Okay. When was he?
About 5-6 years ago.
Okay. When did he leave the department?
He didn't leave. He was on duty.
Oh, was he now? Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. And you said he used to work for BCSO, Bernalillo County Sheriff's? Okay. And when I approached you, why did you identify yourself as a deputy or a part of BCSO?
I freaked out.
Okay. Okay, because I asked you your date of birth and you initially gave me something in 1994.
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay. What did the driver say to you?
He said he was something about his sister in the hospital, and that he was trying to get there. I told him it's not worth someone over.
Okay. How old was the guy? How did he look? How old did he look?
Based off of his license, he was about 60. And I didn't do the math in my head.
Okay. Do you remember his name at all? Okay. All right. Do you have any weapons in your vehicle?
There's a handgun in a locked case under the seat.
Okay. Is there anything inside the vehicle that we should know about?
The glove box, I think I have a set of handcuffs and some extra ammunition for the handgun.
Okay. Alright. Alright, for now that'll conclude our interview. More likely somebody else will give you a phone call later on and just try to go a little bit more in depth, okay?
This way. Nah, man, your car got towed.
Yeah, I know. It's in the impound lot now.
Yeah.
You guys at least got my stuff out of there, right?
What do you mean?
My phone and stuff.
So, since it's being seized for evidence, everything stays in there.
God damn it.
Yeah, buddy. Can't be pretending to be a cop.
Yeah, I know. I'm stupid.
Lesson learned, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
In the end, Brandon was taken to jail and charged with impersonating a law enforcement officer. When fake cops are caught by real officers, they often come with the most bizarre excuses. That was certainly the case with 26-year-old Casey Williams, who somehow believed it was a smart idea to impersonate a law enforcement officer.
Hi there. There. So, you're an actual Cleveland police officer?
No, I'm not with Cleveland PD. I work for Cleveland Watchmen. We're a security company that hires only off-duty police officers to do traffic control for.
Are you an off-duty police officer?
On the 22nd of June 2020, 26-year-old Casey Williams was arrested by Whitehall for impersonating a police officer. Casey Williams was posing as a cop and would have gotten away with it all were it not for the discrepancies in his story.
So you're out of Ohio, and you're here working in Franklin County in Whitehall as an off-duty police officer.
No, I'm working as a security guard. So we do.
No, you're in uniform marked as a police officer. You're working as a police officer right now with a car that has red and blue lights on it.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I've got some paperwork I can give to you from.
Absolutely, and I'll need to get your information. I've been asked to come up here by my deputy chief and get that.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Realizing that the inquisitive officer was not about to give up until he got to the bottom of the matter, Casey decides to get him off his tail with some paperwork.
I've got some paperwork I can give to you from.
Absolutely, and I'll need to get your information. I've been asked to come up here by my deputy chief and get that.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
They offered it, I guess, as special duty to your guys.
No, they did not.
Okay. That's what we were told.
Not at all. Nope. Not at all. And if it gets offered to us, if we pass it, we have to give it to Franklin County.
And they said they offered it to them and they passed too. So.
No, they did not.
Unfortunately for Casey, the officer is not convinced. While he digs deeper into the details, Casey accidentally makes some unwise comments.
So I left the sheriff's office there. I'm going to, I was full-time there. I left full-time as a jail up there.
So you're not even a police officer?
Currently, I'm starting a new commission with a village up in Richland County, so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're not even a police officer. You're currently not a full-time or a part-time police officer anywhere?
Reserve.
Okay, where are you a reserve officer at?
So, give me a second, I'll give you the name of the village because it got hooked up through the company here that I'm working with. So.
Okay, do you have an ID from that village?
Not with me, no.
Not with you?
No.
So you don't have an ID, you don't have a badge. What's the badge you were displaying earlier?
Sorry?
What's the badge you were displaying earlier?
What do you mean?
Do you have a badge?
Yes.
What was that badge you were displaying earlier?
That's my old Pickaway one.
So you have a Pickaway County badge, but you don't work for them?
It's a previous one from there, yeah.
All right. You have that with you currently?
Yeah, it's a flex badge.
Can I see that, please?
Yeah.
At this point, the atmosphere is getting tense. Casey can feel something coming up, and he senses that things aren't going smoothly for him.
55 to 63.
Why do I feel like I'm about to actually get
pinned
up by you guys for...
Yes, I'm going to need you to stop up here, please. I'm on the KFC lot at Collingwood Broad. This has gotten much deeper.
Other cops slowly began to arrive on the scene since they aren't sure what kind of military training this dude has.
Not quite sure what you got up there, but it's going to be like an impersonation kind of thing. We're right down the road. We can help you with that part of it.
Yeah, actually, you both might want to come down here to handle maybe the military end of it. Here, tell me what's wrong with it.
It's plastic.
Yeah, that's what he was displaying. And he's armed and everything.
Have we taken his firearm or anything?
Not yet. See, this is who he works for, which is, he's in the military.
Yeah, that's screen printed.
He's in the military.
As the officers brainstorm on the case, one of them claims to know Casey Williams, and apparently she has damning information about him.
He's got Casey Williams.
Casey Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He's over there. You know
Casey?
him?
Yeah, he was fired from Pickaway.
Oh, okay. Well, he's displaying their badge out here.
That's a maid badge. That's not our badge.
Right, yeah.
We don't provide those and we don't approve those.
Well,
because he was under investigation and he was going to be dismissed. So he chose to quit before that investigation ended.
did they get all their badges back?
Yes, that's a maid one.
I know.
And with that, there's just one more thing that needs to be done before the real cops take action. Casey has to answer a few questions, and you can literally sense fear in his voice as he pleads.
Are you a commissioned police officer through the state of Ohio?
I have an OPUDA certificate.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's not what we're asking you.
I'm explaining to you.
No, you're not. You're not answering the question. You're avoiding the question. It's very simple. Are you a sworn police officer anywhere in the state of Ohio with any department?
Not currently.
Okay, that's the
Not
question.
I'm unsure. I'm unsure.
You can't be unsure.
You can't be unsure.
You would have to raise your hand, swear, sign a form, and you would get paperwork on that.
Can I talk to you before you make any decisions here?
Give me one minute. We're going to verify one more thing with. All right, and then I will let you know.
I come out here. Yeah, I was told, hey, you can start, make some money. That's all I was trying to do. Please do not. I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man. Please do not ruin my career. Please, please, please.
I think you did that kind of on your own, Casey.
Please.
Even though he knows he broke the law, Casey still doesn't want to accept to be charged. Unfortunately for him, it's too late for that now.
All right, you're going to be charged.
Oh, seriously?
I'm serious, okay? Now, we're going to be nice about this, okay? And we're going to take you over, and you can take your gun belt off, and you can set it on the hood of that car, okay?
Right here. Right. Take off the belt, then I'm unsealed.
You don't have anything else on you, do you?
No.
All right. No, don't reach in. All right, you should know the drill.
No interlock. Like your friend. Okay. Like your friend. No interlock.
Can I call my supervisor before
We will get a chance. I'm going to call the owner of the company, you mean? The guy I spoke with. I'm going to talk to him. He gave me his number, said to call him back. All right.
Finally, when the cops open the trunk to Casey's car, they find another can of worms hidden there.
Where's the keys to this car?
Is it with your regular keys?
Is it with your regular?
Yeah, they're on my regular.
Do you have a property back?
There might be one in the back of that. Oh my God.
It says you got a rifle.
All right. And it's loaded, right? Okay. We're not going to... Yeah. Take all his stuff, and you can throw it in my car.
Okay. I'll put it in the back of yours.
Casey was later indicted for impersonating an officer and improper handling of a firearm. Following up is the case of Corey Farmer, who somehow believed he had successfully fooled a law enforcement officer by impersonating one during a traffic stop.
Where are you going?
I got to get him on the horn. I got you behind me. I got to link up with them. They're telling me they're tailing him right now.
Where?
On the 17th of September 2020, Corey was pulled over to be asked a couple of questions, and shockingly, his appearance was like a federal agent dressed up in his full gear with his game face on. But somehow, he managed to fool the officer for a short while.
And if someone can let me know if that's unmarked of some sort, that'd be great. Hey, boy. Where are you headed? Who are you?
I'm getting ready to... I got several guys chasing a guy right now.
Okay.
They're behind him, and I'm trying to
trying to figure out who the hell you were. I'm reading your tag and everything. So
okay.
Get after it. Where are you going? Who are you?
I got to get him on the horn. I got you behind me. I got to link up with them. They're telling me they're tailing him right now.
Where? Where are they?
Lincoln and Lincoln by the Quick Trip over here. Lincoln and Tin Can. They're constantly on the move.
All right.
Realizing that he must be in the middle of a manhunt for a dangerous criminal, the cop follows behind, hoping to lend a hand of support. But that doesn't happen. Corey, weirdly enough, pulls in the parking lot of a convenience store. This move tingled the cop's spider senses. He knew something was up.
338, I think it's a federal guys en route to a call. 1022.
I'm nowhere near them, so they're gonna continue, and I'm gonna link up with them. I can't just keep driving.
What are they after? Got a fresh pursuit, or just trying to catch somebody that's wanted?
He's an active warrant, but he has a gun with him. He has a gun on him. He's a active gang member, and it can't even double bunk him. Annex for fighting, and yeah, he has already pointed guns before, so that's. But he goes to a specific spot. He gets paper tags put on his vehicle. We've been watching him for quite some time, and then he has people that drive him around. He knows he's doing some time.
Notice how Corey starts to mince his words as he briefs the officer on the suspect they are supposed to be chasing after. At this point, the cop can sense that something is wrong, and he decides to fish deeper for the truth.
Who are you with?
Kansas Investigations.
Who's that? Like, who's the local office? I mean,
That's my business.
okay. So, but I mean, what's your title? I guess I see you're with the warrant for Kansas Investigation.
Right.
What agency? I guess would be the umbrella for you guys.
Well, I work as a private investigator, but I also work do warrants too. So
Okay.
I work warrants.
So are you a bondsman? Or you work with bondsmen?
I'm not a bondsman.
Who's going after him? Who's the they?
Zane. I got Zane Nickel.
I mean, are they your guys? Other PIs?
Yes.
So what's I guess when you guys catch this guy, what do you do with him?
Taking him straight to Central County Jail.
Just for the warrant
Correct.
But who do you do that for? Like, are you under the bondsman?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
it's a big will.
Corey is displaying some visible telltales of a liar here. One of the traits of liars is their ability to deflect from the original subject matter to hide the truth, and Corey seems to be doing just that right now.
But the problem is he pointed a gun, and now my guy had taken off after him while I was static over there by their house at one of the addresses. So there's 3 addresses. I'm over there, he's driving by, but he has people driving him, and he knows it's a cat and mouse game. He's already pointed a gun before, he just did it again, and that's why, and I lost him, so I had to.
What's his car? What's he in?
Black Mercedes-Benz with the paper tag. 2 drivers, one is like 6 feet, they're both wearing white shirts, and he's 5'11". I gotta get all his information. My other guy has it.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Farmer. You're not an emergency vehicle. So you can't be running around lights and siren endangering lives to catch up to people. Hell, I can't run hot just to catch up to bad guys anymore. We have to be in fresh pursuit.
After trying to seek out the identity of the guy Corey was in pursuit of, the officer decided to let Corey off with a verbal warning. But some people are just set in their ways, and Corey did not heed the warning.
I could take your car from you. You don't have permission to run hot.
Understandable.
Knock that off, man. It's not safe. Trust
Okay.
me, if you crash, you don't want to know the liability you're facing.
I hear you.
I'm going to creep over that direction and sit in the area. I'm not just going to storm the fort. I'm going to make some phone calls on the way, though, and see if it's someone we need to mess with, all right?
Okay, and I'm just gonna post, we're just gonna post up here.
Okay.
All right.
Just 2 months later, on the 16th of November 2020, he got pulled over again, this time by 2 detectives in an unmarked sheriff's car. Again, he was seen running lights and sirens as he chased after a Pontiac Grand Prix in his Chevy truck at high speed. When he got pulled over and detained, very strangely, Corey started acting as if he had no clue what was going on.
That is who I work for. Alright. It's a legit business, you can check them all out.
Okay. All right, man, we're going to have a seat in the back of my car.
Sedgwick County?
Yep.
For what?
You're in Sedgwick County.
Well, I mean, I didn't know, well, PD is what I didn't know. Just checking on you. Can you push that in, please? Thank you.
Notwithstanding, the cops went ahead and placed Corey under arrest in order to interrogate him and see if they could get him to confess.
I need to talk to you a little bit and ask you a few questions, but before I do that, I need to advise you of your Miranda rights, okay?
Am I under arrest?
At the moment, yes, sir. Who is the agency that you work for?
Kansas Investigations. Well, I work for, as a private investigator, I work for the state of Kansas. And
You work for the state of Kansas?
Whoever employs me, yes. And then I also am a bail enforcement agent.
Okay. Are you licensed?
I'm licensed under both.
Under the state of Kansas?
Yes,
and
for both, yes.
Okay.
Strangely though, Corey still denies impersonating a police officer, but how long can he maintain that lie?
At no point in time ever have I ever indicated that I was a law enforcement officer,
Okay.
or even attempted to pull over a vehicle.
Do you have any flashing lights or anything like that on your truck or on your car out there?
Basically those white ones that are in the, you see the ones that are in the county, they're all legal, the ones that I have.
Well, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay, do they flash?
They do when I, yeah.
And you have an airport?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's all physical to push. Fucking hurt my arm bones. But at no time was I utilizing those lights in intent to pull him over.
After this brief interrogation, the cops decided to deliberate on Corey's story to determine if his story checks out. And this was their conclusion.
He wasn't entirely sure what direction he was heading. He wasn't sure what caused all this. I mean, it wasn't a very consistent thing.
Interestingly, while trying to figure things out, something that looks like the Pontiac Corey is describing pulls out, and the cop thinks it's a great opportunity to either confirm or deny Corey's story.
Hey, look, there's that silver Pontiac. He said silver Pontiac.
You turned around and you started going back to the west.
Right here. This is as far as I made it.
Well, I get that. Did the officers try to stop you?
No.
You just pulled over right here in the middle of the road?
When I saw their lights.
You saw whose lights? Their lights?
Yeah.
Okay, so they tried to stop you.
They stopped me. There was no me running from them or anything.
Well, I understand that. My question was, did you just pull over, or did they actively conduct a traffic stop?
I pulled over.
Okay, so you just pulled over in the middle of the road. Did you notice that there was a car following you? Did you notice that it was a cop car, anything like that?
Look, this car. What do you mean? You keep going back and forth. I told you everything. I'm
just trying to clear a few things up. All right. You pull your truck up right here.
Yeah, because the detectives were behind me.
Okay. Did they try to stop you, or were they just behind you?
They had their lights on like they are now. Okay. So that I'm assuming meant they wanted me to stop.
Okay.
Or at least who they were behind. So I pulled over and stopped right here.
Okay. Okay. That's what I need to clear up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the guy at whenever he brandishes his firearm, were you in fear for your life and safety?
Yes,
okay.
I was.
Would you like to press charges on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because there's no point in time where I was trying to frickin' pull somebody over.
Okay.
I was heading to meet my buddy here at the east side parking lot. Then he said I was taking too long, so I was going to double back here to go back to the bond office. That's when the detectives put their lights on, assuming since they're behind me, they want me to stop, so I stopped.
Okay.
And it was the only thing I did was when they got behind me was come to a complete stop. I got out, and then we were talking.
Okay. So the detectives behind you and the white Mariner here conducted a traffic stop on you, and you pulled over, right there.
Sure.
I'm asking.
Well, I mean, that's what I did. I don't know if they if they call it a traffic stop or what. They just kicked their lights on, and I'm assuming, so
were you already stopped prior to their lights coming on?
No.
Okay, so their lights came on and you pulled over.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. All right, so do me a favor. Can you just lean your head out real quick? You see that Pontiac down there?
Yeah.
Is that Pontiac?
Yep.
That's a Pontiac.
I think so. Is there a dog in there?
That part I can't tell you, but it's a silver Pontiac. Does that look about right, though?
Yeah.
About the same year?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
After having Corey's truck towed, the cops decided to talk to the evidently young man in the silver Pontiac who gave them the much-needed perspective they were looking for.
The only video I have is like a 12-second video on the curb, which at that moment he wasn't doing anything because there was a car in front of him. Can I see that video? My phone's in my car. It doesn't show anything.
Corey's truck was later impounded, and he was charged with impersonating a police officer.